Make Matt come outside of you, or make him come inside of you. That was funny. I made a funny, and I didn't.
You
even
did
mean
it.
to.
You made a funny joke.
Come here! Let's go. Give me a flipper.
All right. Welcome to episode 77 of Amateur Hour. I'm here in the booth at the football field with Troy next to me.
Hey.
Aaron in front of me. Say hello, Aaron.
Hello.
Aaron's videoing a game, doing an important job while we're in here screwing around again. So I think at the end of this week, we will have reached the midway point in the season, right?
Yes, we are. We are at the end of week 4 of an 8-week season. Well, 7 weeks plus 1 playoff week. Oh, that's not a good thing. He has a sucker in his mouth. Look.
While we're recording this, by the way, the Jack Boys are playing a team called Ghost.
Team name goes.
A team named Ghost.
And now
there's a
TT is pitching it back to Labrie, who is dancing, and then he turns it on, and no one's catching him for the interception. 6 points for the home team.
All right, so that's going to be 13-0 with 10 minutes left in the first half.
Yes.
For the purposes of this podcast, and there may be a correction later if unforeseen circumstances happen, I'm going to assume Jack Boys win this game.
Good assumption.
So go ahead and give us the scores for today.
Okay, first game of the day, the Herd played Exclusive. Exclusive won 41-21. It went as it sounds.
Yeah, Jason Williamson played really good quarterback, I thought. He didn't do too much. They have some good pieces on that team. The Atterberries are good players. Furr had a really great touchdown catch. So I think that they've gotten better throughout the year.
Yeah, and I thought our offensively, the Herd did okay. We got stopped one time, I think. Just couldn't punch it in a few times, and then dropped a couple passes one drive. We just never stopped them at all. They moved it down the field every time and scored. So that was just them scoring every time. That was the difference.
It was we had a lot of bonehead plays, and on defense, they've got some good players. Like they have some fast guys. We weren't in position very often.
It's as though the Herd has 6 people on defense every play. That's what it seems like. It's
when I'm
unfortunate.
in, there's at least one not there.
But I thought, we've got to improve on certain things on defense. That's it. Offense, we're doing pretty good, but we have to improve on defense. Next game was Exclusive again, playing back-to-back. They're playing the Expendables, and the Expendables at this point are undefeated, but Exclusive beat them late in the game, 41-34. So they scored 41 2 games in a row and beat the undefeated Expendables, and that was Exclusive's first win of the season.
No,
but they beat us.
They beat us.
So that's their second win back-to-back. So good for them. So 41-34, good game right there. That game was back-to-back. So
yeah, and like I said, Jason Williamson played good quarterback in that game. He took what was given to him.
Yep.
He didn't take off too soon. Like sometimes I would think, well, he should probably run the ball, but he hung in there and found somebody down the field. I thought they played real well.
And then the last play where they scored with like 10 seconds left in the game, he threw a corner route to Atterbury, who made the play. Looked like he was trying to just get out of bounds and ended up making 2 guys miss, split them, and went the rest of the way like 30, 40, about 30 yards for the touchdown to win the game, basically. So flag pulling. It turns out to be almost like a zero-sum game when it comes to flag pulling. If you can't do it and you don't do it, you're not going to win.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of experience on that team, and I think they're getting used to each other. What's exciting to me is, if Walt comes back next year or whatever, are they going to do showstoppers? Are these guys going to hang together? Like what?
Because there were 2 guys, Jason and Atterbury, who were on the showstoppers playing for Exclusive. So that's
those are 2 of their best players.
Yeah.
For either team. So I think it'll be exciting though. All right, so in the third game,
Right now it's-
you want to project it?
It's
like
go-
we're voting like on election day.
Yeah, it's Ghost and Jack Boys playing right now. Jack Boys are winning 14-0 with 7 minutes to go in the first half. You want to do some play-by-play a little bit? Let's do a little play-by-play, and then we'll move on.
Okay, so
All right.
what we'll do.
So it is second down. Ball's at about the 38-yard line. Ghost has the ball.
You can't even see them.
There it is. Okay, snap.
Okay.
Connor Moore with the ball. Pump fake. Takes up to the left. Throws a ball to the corner. Good catch. Makes somebody miss. And TT with the pull at about the 22-yard line. So it's going to be third down. Oh, they're having a little discussion. Is it third or fourth down?
You know, it's pretty interesting that TT still has a sucker in his mouth.
Still, after that interception, still sucking on it.
Most suckers don't last that long. I would like to know the flavor and the brand.
We'll have a halftime interview
If
and
he
find
starts
out.
chewing, we'll know it was a Tootsie Pop.
Yes. So it's third down and about 2 yards for the first down.
Does that center have a rip in his pants?
It looks like it. There's a snap. Throws it wide out to Sean Square. Oh, he holds on to it on a bobble, but does not get the first down. The bobble really shut him down right there. So it's going to be fourth down and 1. That bobble really hurt him. It's a long throw, too. They allow the defense time to get over there. So
You know, that's the fourth time Sean Square's been targeted on third down. Not
these
really.
are
I'm just making
that's
this up.
good. Those are good stats. That's a good thing. That'd be good for defenses to know. How about that?
No,
All right, so it's
I don't know
fourth and
anything.
1. We got a little bunch formation. There's a snap, throws over the top. Oh, and it's caught by Sean Square for the first down and gets pulled at the 10-yard line. First and goal at the 10. That was a pretty good little move right there. He had to leap to get up and grabbed it, so it's a first down, first and goal for Ghost.
Do you know what he does in the off season for training? Sean Square, square dancing.
All right.
It
Man.
creates speed.
Hey,
and agility.
whatever works. There's the snap on first and goal. Throws to the corner. Andy Romano with the catch and is down at the 1.
Oh man!
Wow, I thought he got in.
I
What
thought
a
he did,
flag
too.
pull there by TT. Sucker TT.
Is it still in his mouth?
Still in his mouth. No,
Okay.
wait. No,
I
wait,
think he
nope.
discarded
No,
it.
he has discarded. Maybe, yep. No, he's got it in his hand, though. Look.
Oh, okay.
It's in his, he's got it
All
back
right.
in his mouth. That was it looked like red. It looked like a red sucker. So
Probably maybe
you think it's a
raspberry?
dum dum, one of those dum dums? Those
It
would be,
could
that
be.
would be gone by now. Those are tiny. So.
Yeah.
All right, there's a snap on second goal. Oh, good rush. Throws it, knocked down. Good defense in the middle there by Labrie. Got his hand there, knocked it down. So it's going to be third and goal at the 1. Ghost needs to score here because there are 4.5 minutes to go, and they need to get a score here.
Do you think that TT went to the doctor's office or the bank before he came?
Well, not on Sunday. Didn't go to the bank. Maybe he got his hair. Well, haircut places are closed as well.
Do you get a sucker at a haircut place?
The little kids do. There's a snap. Oh, throws it high. Andy was wide open, and he overthrew it. Oh, that's a little miscommunication there. But it's fourth and goal. Still got a shot. They need to score here because the Jack Boys will get the ball back, and then they'll get it back at the half. So
Will
this
they?
is yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't
Ghost
paying attention.
kicked. No. Ghost kicked off. Did they? I don't remember.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
Do I need to take over the play-by-play? I mean,
No,
you gonna be okay?
I'm very confused right now about who's getting the
Okay.
ball. But it's fourth and goal. Let's see what happens here, and then
Fourth
we can
and goal at the half-yard
then
line.
we can move on.
Move on.
Oh, throw the out. He doesn't. He rolls to the right, throws it. Oh, and he drops it. The center, big drop.
And the Jack Boys are as excited as they've ever been.
They really are.
All right, can you give me a news bulletin? That news noise you make?
Do-do-do-do-do-do. No, that's not it. That's
That's something like it.
Yeah.
Give me a news one.
dun dun dun.
All right. Amateur Hour News Alert. This just in from the election desk or the win desk. We're projecting Jack Boys to win the game. So they've won according to the projections.
Already.
So, yeah.
Votes 7% of the votes in. 7% of the votes in.
Yeah, with 7% of the votes in, Jack Boys are victorious.
Throws the ball to the corner, and it's caught for the first down, and he pitches it.
They look
And
like
already missed the flag, and they are going to score. One play, 79 yards, and he's walking in, and he's in.
Oh, he's in.
And now he's humping the football.
Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
that gives. All right. So now we're going to move
Well,
on since they've
let me-
basically.
So just to wind down this first segment, we'll go ahead and go through the standings since we're at the halfway point, and I'll try to include what was today. So before today, Expendables were 1, Jack Boys were 2. They were both 4-0. But after today, Jack Boys will probably be 5-0. Expendables will be 4-1. Takeover was number 3. They'll stay at number 3 at 3-1. Ghost will drop to 1-3, and they will go below Herd. They'll be number 5. Herd will be number 4.
Because the Herd has beaten the
And,
has beaten.
and
Ghost.
actually, I think Exclusive
Exclusive will move
might
up.
jump up
They will.
above. Yeah, Exclusive will move up to the 4. Herd will be 5. And Ghost will be 6. And Squad will be 7. They didn't play today. So at the end of today, it'll be Jack Boys, Expendables, Takeover, Exclusive, Herd, Ghost, Squad. So that will be the end of. At the end of today, that'll be the standings. I thought it's gone pretty well so far for our first league back from the COVID hiatus of the tournaments and everything. We had spring league. Well, I guess it's our second league back, but for the fall, this is the most fun league to me. Is the fall.
I agree.
Weather's kind of neat. It's pretty outside. There's not so much rain. But like I said, I think it's gone pretty well so far. Anything else league related?
Nope. I think we had 2 teams off today, Squad and Takeover. Takeover was playing in another tournament
In Dallas.
in Dallas. So Squad got their day off as well since Takeover wasn't going to be here. So everyone will be back full force next week.
Yeah.
And so that's good. So we've got all 7 teams here and rolling.
All right. Well, come on back after the little music break thing, and Troy has a question.
Troy's question.
Okay, welcome back.
What episode is this?
77.
All right.
Better at numbers now. Better than last week. Always improving.
No longer 69.
It's no longer 69. We moved off. One day we'll get to 169, and it'll be a joke again. We'll be
Are we going to really?
in our early 50s.
Man, keep doing this? God.
All right, so in this segment, Troy has a question.
I have a question. The Atlanta Braves are in the National League Championship Series.
Okay.
And they're actually up 1-0 right now against the Dodgers. So, if the Atlanta Braves win the National League Championship Series, they're going to go play in the World Series
Okay.
to win the league's championship title.
Right.
And 3 of those games, up to 3 of those games, will be played. Well, maybe actually 4. 3 to 4 of those games can be contested in their home stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
All right. So earlier this season,
Yeah.
the All-Star game was supposed to be in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta Braves baseball stadium. Georgia had a little vote where they decided to change their voting laws.
Yes.
Or whatever. They changed their voting laws. It seems to have made the voting more restrictive in the state.
Right.
So, the Major League Baseball decided to take the All-Star game from Atlanta, and they moved it to another city. It ended up moving to Colorado, to Denver. So, because of all the voting restrictions, they were like,
Right.
"No, we're not keeping our All-Star game in this stadium, in this state."
Yeah.
So, what is the difference? Why would you? Is that okay? But it's still okay for that team to play all their games there, make all their money, and then play in the playoffs and possibly contest for the league's championship title in the World Series. But yet the All-Star game, this exhibition game that counts for nothing, that's way too much. That's too much.
Well, I have a couple of thoughts. In fact, I've never thought about this until you just mentioned it, so thank you for that. My initial thought is the All-Star game is, like you said, doesn't matter. And for something that doesn't matter, you can use it as a little pawn on your culture war thing and go, well, for principle of it, we'll move it over here. Even though it takes money away from the poor people who work in the stadium and everything else. But it seems like when things get down to serious business, usually leagues, NFL, MLB, will go, yeah, we're not doing that stupid shit. So I figure they'll play in Atlanta. Nobody will really say much about it, and that'll be the end of it, which is sad because that's why I hate the culture war. It's so stupid to me. It's like no one ever wins. Nobody ever wins. It's always like so silly. Like if you really wanted change and you wanted the voting laws to change or whatever, getting private companies and whatever involved in it, just do it through the ballot. Well, I guess they can't vote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see.
I guess they have a problem with voting.
Yep. Well, what happens? I'm just before you finish. What happens if there is backlash and people are saying no?
I don't think that they'll move it.
Because it's something that actually matters.
Yes.
To the Major League Baseball.
I think
it's a real thing.
Like a key component of the series.
Aaron said it's a key component of the series, like it matters home field advantage. That's another good point, because in the All-Star game, I guess it doesn't really matter where it's played.
It used to matter. It mattered for home field advantage, and they took that away. So it doesn't matter anymore. It's just an exhibition game that counts for nothing.
And I thought that was stupid. I didn't like that it determined home field advantage.
Because half the players aren't going to make it to the World Series. So that's a dumb thing. So, but yeah, so it just like to me, it's just straight up hypocritical.
Well, yeah, it is. Now, I guess if they get hardcore with it and they're like, yeah, we're not going to play, then I guess it wouldn't be hypocritical. It would still be stupid.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a hypocrisy thing. And is that really the most important thing, that we always stay in line and we're not hypocritical? Is that important? I mean, I flip-flop constantly on everything.
Yeah.
So I wish that things could be seen for what they are more. Like Colin Kaepernick is not an important person, except that people make him important. I don't think that he's some important thinker or whatever. I think he's a guy who didn't feel like standing up for the pledge one time, and then other people who had a good point took up the cause and were like, well, yeah, there's injustice in the country and we need to do something about it. I wish they would have picked a better spokesman, because I don't think at the beginning of it he had all this in mind. I think he was just a troubled youth.
What if it was Russell Wilson? There would be so much more traction, because he's still a player in the league if it was Russell Wilson.
Absolutely.
And he toes the line.
What do you do with Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott and these guys who are like, well, no, we don't, we everybody realizes there's problems with the country, but they're like, well, I don't think that's the platform to do it, because I feel like that's disrespectful or whatever. But nobody ever wins in a culture war. It's just so politicians can get reelected, because it benefits both sides in Georgia. Because one side will say, well, we want to be able to vote, and by them holding some large event and us not protesting, well, they're going to take away our voting rights. And the other side will say, look at them taking money away from all these people. You need to vote for us, because we're at least trying to keep the games here. So everybody wins because they get their little polarized sides, but there's no like nuanced conversation or like anything like that. So
think about what that hurt. The people that run businesses in that area, which would have got like a week's worth of business to their businesses, to the restaurants and stores, that would have made all this, because all these people come in for the All-Star game because it's a big event. All these people in Atlanta would have benefited from this. Yet they end up not, and it goes to Colorado, and they benefit from it. So all you did was really hurt the people that are there.
I thought that was
I did too. I thought it was too. All you did was hurt the people that you're saying you're helping. You just hurt all those people, those business owners and people that run and make business there.
Now I'll end my thoughts on this with I think it's absolutely silly that we don't in our country have online voting, because I have Ameritrade on my phone, and I have BBVA Compass, well, it's now PNC or whatever, and I have my banking online, so I trust my money to go to different places online. And most people don't give a damn about their vote other than they show up and do whatever. Surely you could find me a way to put my fingerprint in or my face scan or something to where I could just vote on my phone. I mean, I think it's nuts that we can't do that. It seems so easy to me.
But here's my other part of the voting. Is voting that hard? I've never had problems voting.
Well,
never. I go there, or they give you weeks to vote early. Every state does, and I've never had to wait in long lines. I just go and do it.
But I don't think our experience is the same as other people, because I do think that in some places where it's like, you gotta remember, here votes are not very important. Everybody knows where we're going. I mean, it is not a question. But in these purple states, or in these purple counties and communities where, like, I don't know, 10,000 votes matter, people line up. And I think it's there that it would matter more because nobody cares who I'm going to vote for. Nobody's ever reached out to me to try to make me vote for somebody. So, no, I don't know because I'm not there, but I just feel like you should be able to vote online. It would make my life easier during election time. I could sit there on my couch, get real drunk. I mean, blackout drunk, and
make
just kind of random select.
And make a good choice, because that choice is just about picking one or the other is about the same as picking them drunk or sober.
I like. Go ahead. Aaron has a thing.
I'm in for the online voting as long as Wells Fargo is not in charge.
Yeah. I think that we're advanced enough to where we could do that. That just doesn't seem out of the ballpark to me. And I also like the idea of ranked voting, where it's not this zero-sum game where I vote for a guy, and if it's not the guy, it's his polar opposite. Like maybe I could have a 1 and a 2. I would like that idea.
Like, speaking of, on my phone, I have my PayPal, my Venmo, my Entergy, Capital One, Verizon, East Tex Credit Union, Natchez Federal Credit Union, my John Hancock Retirement, all on my phone. All of that. Like, that's my life.
Yeah.
That's my entire life. I could, if somebody got into all this, it would ruin my life.
Absolutely.
But the vote, I can't.
Well, we got to go down to a place and look at an old man sliding a piece of paper through a machine.
I even have you can lock and unlock my doors on my phone, my cameras, like all that stuff. You could get into my house with this phone. Everything, my entire existence is on this thing, and all it takes is. But yet, I can't just open up an app on my phone they can read my face or my thumbprint or whatever to know that it's me to vote.
Well, you can even file taxes online.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it every year.
Yes.
Now, I'm glad you asked that question because I have something I wanted to talk about too that's very, very similar. It's all this culture war stuff. So, what does your job require you to do? Or any job you've ever had? Like, give me an example of something they've required you to do. Like, they're like, you got to do this to work here.
Pass drug test.
Okay. Maybe like wear a thing. Like you will wear this uniform.
I wear a uniform.
Or you have to bathe.
Well, no, that's not required.
Well, we have a hygiene requirement at my job. So, like,
Well, we do have we used to have a facial hair. You have to look clean, and now we've kind of laxed on the facial hair thing. But that was part of actually tied into our bonus. If you weren't clean shaven at this point when we were doing that, then you'd get points off, and your bonus would be less. So it's actually
And so at my job, they wouldn't allow tattoos forever. Visible tattoos, you had to cover them up. And there's all these requirements because Texas is an at-will state where employers can make you do just about anything to work there. When I worked at Child Protective Services, we had to have a TB test. And if you tested positive for tuberculosis, then you had to go get treatment because they didn't want you to spread tuberculosis.
Yeah.
This culture war flex, that I'll call it now, of Texas says businesses cannot require you to get vaccinated is crazy to me. I don't necessarily think the government should require you to, but if I'm running a place that, I don't know, loads trucks over and over again, we have to work in close quarters, I think I should be able, that's flag guard,
Yep.
I think I should be able to tell my employees I want you to get vaccinated. I mean, we do it with everything else, and I just think the whole law is just to flex a little bit and be obtuse. And it annoys me. And I think the whole abortion law is just a thing to flex.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's just to get people upset. And I wish it worked that way. I wish we just talked about building roads and, like, I don't know.
Have you seen Southeast Texas and building roads lately? You see how long it takes?
There's a lot of
I don't
roads.
want to talk about that at all.
It's crazy, though.
That's a good pass.
It's
Oh!
Sean Square missed a pass. Well, it was overthrown.
Overthrown. Good. It was a good
What
pass.
I mean, can you tell me a good reason why a business telling people to get vaccinated is different than anything else they tell you to do?
It's really not. It's because it's not the business telling you. It's a government thing saying either you like the federal government saying we want you all to get vaccinated. The state government is now telling you nope, we're not requiring that. We're not saying you have to. So it makes it a government thing, and that's what people are pissed off about.
But they've made it illegal Texas government's made it
Yeah.
illegal for businesses to require things.
Yeah, it's the government overreaching another government entity. One government
It's
entity
becoming
overreaching.
more authoritarian
Yeah.
to counter the authoritarian of the
Yeah.
other government. But the national government doesn't really even have the power to require you to do it. They can just say, well,
They say a man. Oh Lord, he's going to go.
Connor
Getting the
Moore,
zone- getting
down the
chased
sideline,
down.
getting chased down.
Oh, good
No.
run down to about the 5.
Yeah.
It's a mandate, but it's not a law. So
Correct.
it's
but
hard to
in-
enforce a mandate.
But in Texas, it's law now. Like, if my company said, well, we're requiring you to get vaccinated, I could sue them.
yeah,
It's crazy. Like, you're hurting small business. It's like the Georgia thing. It's like, in your effort to seem more in line with your base, you are hurting the very people that you're trying to help. It's nuts to me. I don't get it.
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is you're never going to please everyone with whatever you say. Half the people are going to like it, half the people are not going to like it, no matter what is said. So you're not going to please everyone. So I guess you stick with your base and say, all right, we're gonna
Guess
please
so.
these people.
Screw everybody else.
Yeah, and I understand the federal government is saying, just trying to help everyone. We're trying to help everyone by having a federal mandate of getting a vaccination. Oh, bad pass.
Well,
And that makes sense, and I understand that. But when you make it, so many people just do not care about what the government says. They want people
No.
to stay out of their life. They just want to live their life. Well, half your shit you do in your life is government based. So it's hard to say, well, I agree with this, but this I don't agree with what you say, which is fine. You can have that. You can have that opinion of I like this, but I don't like this. But when every decision you make in your life is government based or politically based because of what your party says, it makes those people just intolerable to be around. But it also makes you don't have your own mind anymore. Everything you say is whatever the government says, and that's what is that point. So many people are politically based in their life now.
and I think in my lifetime at least, it's gotten weird and worse. And I had this conversation last week with a guy, one of my good friends, and we were talking about stuff we enjoy. I'm like, well, I like to play flag football. I like doing the podcast. I like playing with my kid, though he drives me crazy. I like these TV shows and stuff, and I like to read things. Well, those things don't go away. Like, it's not like flag football is going to turn evil. But
Oh, it's evil. We hoe people all the time.
well, we hoe people constantly. You're right.
We are evil. The evil entity.
But when you tie your entire identity to a politician or to a guy or to a football team, it's like if I'll do a sports analogy. If your entire identity is Dallas Cowboys, and then the Dallas Cowboys get sold to some guy in Wisconsin, and they become the Milwaukee Cowboys. Then 3 years later, they change the name to the Milwaukee Cheese People. You're nothing now. That was you. You had your garage painted in cowboy stuff. You had your Troy Aikman jersey, and all. It's not a thing anymore. So I think it's very bad to tie your entire identity to a politician or to just a thing that doesn't really matter. I think people don't have enough hobbies.
Why did he throw it so high? And he still caught it.
Hey, is that a touchdown? There we
It's
go.
a 2-pointer.
But no, that was a good question. I enjoyed that.
Well, good. I just thought it was interesting that it's okay for this team to compete for for the league's world championship title, but yet our social standing today, we can't have the exhibition game in their state, in that state at all. So it's just a weird thing to me.
Well, it used to be we would put down the culture war stuff when things started mattering. I think people have taken it too far and taken it too seriously to where now their identity is the culture war.
Yeah, and that's what I hate about it, is that it's political. Everyone's identity is political. I hate that. And,
Well, yeah, and my dad told me before. My dad told me before that one of the things he liked about Trump was that Trump got the common man more. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because a man's humping a football on the field. My dad told me he liked that Trump got the common man more involved in politics. I thought, that's a pretty good point. I mean, people that would normally pay attention are paying attention now. But I think that has spurred the opposite ridiculousness on the other side to get involved in politics, because they get involved just because of him. So now I kind of wish it were back to only a few people paying attention that really cared, and the rest of everybody just kind of doing what they want to do.
Because of social media, we wouldn't know anyone's opinion
social
if it wasn't
media,
for
you're
social
right.
media. If we didn't have everyone had their voice way out there.
God, we sound old.
It's a straight up a fact.
You're right.
It's
I
straight
agree
up a
with you.
fact. If it wasn't for everyone having their voice heard, we wouldn't hear half people's fucking voices.
That's true. That's very true.
And it's not that we're suppressing people's voices, because hey, we can't hear you because you don't have anything to say out loud for everyone to hear.
And then I feel bad for, like, I even think it's stupid to say this, but I feel bad for Facebook because, like,
No good.
they're like, well, all right, Facebook, people are using your platform to spread misinformation. Okay, we'll take it down. Well, you can't regulate free speech. Like, we're a company.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do?
And then the other people, like, whenever it happens to them,
all we
can't-
want is your money. Can you just give us your money?
just click on some of these
Please buy this
promotions,
hat.
and yes,
It's a size too small, but a guy you like wore it.
we're promoting this painting. Someone go buy this painting. Yeah,
Man, that was great. I don't think I have anything else though. I'm done.
I've been done. I'm
Aaron?
I'm parched. Oh,
Okay,
Aaron's
got a
got
little
something.
we'll wait until after this play so I can take over the videoing while Aaron waxes poetically.
Uh-oh.
Is that
They're-
Boosie? Nah, that's
No,
not Boosie.
but they're not trying to stop him, so he's going to score
Okay, well, Ghost scored.
again.
The score is now 41-21. Very familiar score. And here is Aaron Ward.
Yes. Political commentator. No, but like, I'm kind of following along with what y'all guys are saying. I really think the only way forward is if people kind of wake up to the realization that they have to think for themselves, because at some point these things matter. It's not just one side versus the other. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. You know, the Democrats, they appeal to their base just because that's, you know, they need the votes, and then the Republicans do the same. You know, and the best thing anybody can do is just start thinking for themselves. That's the only way we get out of it. Just because someone's a Democrat doesn't mean they're my enemy, and just because someone's a Republican doesn't mean necessarily they're my friend. So we have to be able to talk about it and just think for ourselves, because these people are the people at the very top. I have very little trust that our best interest is in mind. They're playing a game that's on a whole bigger level.
Yeah, and what your point about thinking for yourself, think about it as how many times do you have a conversation with someone and they give you their opinion, and their opinion starts with, well, someone said this guy said this. Like, it's not their opinion, it's what someone else's opinion is, and they're just echoing it. How many times do you hear that? Oh, well, Dan Crenshaw said this, or Joe Biden said this. Like, it's never their own opinion on something. It's always their opinion based on what someone else's opinion is. They're just echoing, and that's more frustrating to me, is that no one has that thought.
An
anymore.
original thought.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like this little segment where you ask a question, because I don't like I said, I don't have time to like go and look up stuff.
And,
you know,
and
I
you know,
just have
I
to-
was gonna tell you beforehand so you could look up any details you want, but I just figured
I think
let's just
sometimes
hear
I'd
what
like-
you have to say.
I think sometimes we, you know, you don't get your little intuitive first thought. That might be a pick.
Oh, it could have been a pick and a catch. What a weird thing that was.
Well, at the end of the day, I still think we live in the best place in the world.
Yep.
And I like it. We get to bitch about politics and sports and everything, and I don't have to worry about getting hauled off and assassinated. I guess it wouldn't be an assassination. It would be just like a killing.
Just a killer.
I would just be killed.
Killed.
But yeah, good episode. I enjoyed this.
And look, we are the runners of this league, and we can do whatever we want.
if it
we
all
want
falls
to,
apart.
if we want to, we can say that Ghost won this game. We can do whatever we want.
I thought Ghost did win this game.
Well,
Hey, the score is now 45-41 Ghost.
yeah,
Ghost wins.
We can do whatever we want. It's our league.
Not really.
I'm gonna change the score. I don't care.
All right. Anything else?
No.
We wish you all the success.
Hashtag don't and Good luck.